Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Call of the Wild, and today we have an early access look at the brand new South Africa map here in Call of the Wild the Angler. This is our very first fish, and it snapped. I probably should have got a little further away from the edge. Well, let's try that again. As I was saying though, this is an early access look at the brand new South Africa map here in Call of the Wild the Angler. Thank you to EW for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this. This video is being recorded a couple days before I'm allowed to show it off. Oh my gosh, that's a gold. What a start to the day. Our first fish is a gold canary kerper. That is awesome. That is an awesome start to the day, man. I wonder if the one that broke off was a diamond, because it looked larger than this one right here. I gotta say, the canary kerper is a really nice looking fish model. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. We're gonna go through a bunch of different fish today and try to catch as many of them as we possibly can. And this is a great start, a gold canary kerper. As of recording this, we do not have access to the patch notes or anything like that, but something that you can see already is that the bobber actually moves with the water now. So that's a pretty massive change that is going to very much impact how we play. It's going to make it a lot tougher to fish rivers, and we'll likely have to recast quite often to get the bobber back where we want it to be, so that it can bring that bait right to the areas where the fish are. There we go. We got another canary kerper on. And yeah, I'm really starting to think that the first one that we had was definitely a diamond, because all of these have been really small compared to that one that broke off. Man, it's so unfortunate. There we go. I believe this is the red-breasted kerper, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and reel this guy in. What is it? It's a bronze red-breast kerper. That looks really big. We might have some issues with the with the model size for these guys right there. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they need to lower the size of the red-breast kerper. That looks a little bit too big for only being 1.13 pounds. That appears to be another canary kerper. Let's go ahead and hook into that little guy right there. Little bit bigger than the last one, but definitely not as big as that one that broke off at the beginning of the video. That's still a silver though. That's not bad. So while we're waiting for the next one to bite, let's take a look at all the different fish. We've got the smallmouth bass. We've got the spotted bass, which is really cool. We got the common carp. We got the grass carp, which I'm very excited for. The mirror carp, we've got the African sharp-toothed catfish, which should be a blast. The African mottled eel, the fish that is on right now. Let's see what we've got. That appears to be another red-breast kerper. No, it's a blue kerper. Okay. So we've now caught all three of the kerper. That's cool. That is really cool. And from what I understand, a kerper is a tilapia. So this is like 3 different types of tilapia, which is pretty awesome. You'll love to see it. But as I was saying, let's go back in here, continue where we left off. We've got the blue kerper, which we just caught. We've got the canary kerper and the red breast kerper. So far out of the ones we've caught, I gotta say the canaries are my favorite. Those things are absolutely beautiful. We've also got the purple labio, which are interesting looking. And then we've got the red nose labio, which are a little bit cooler looking. As well as the moggle, which I have no clue what a moggle is. We've also got the African tigerfish, which so many people know what this fish is. This is a pretty famous fish if you know anything about the types of fish that are in Africa. And the final 2 are the largemouth yellowfish and the smallmouth yellowfish, which should be kind of fun as well. All right, so it looks like we got another kerper going for it. I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to keep fishing for these guys for a little bit, and we'll see if we can catch something else, like of size. But I'm obviously not going to show every single fish we catch, because that's gonna be a lot of fish. This video will end up being an hour if I show like 50 of every fish. But I really want to try and get another gold from this spot. Ooh, there we go. That's a new fish. That is a grass carp, it looks like. Okay, this is one of the fish I was most excited for, because grass carp are a fish that I used to catch in a lot of different games from the PS2 era. There was a lot of games from like the Real Fishing series that would have grass carp in them, and they were always such a cool fish to catch. I always enjoyed catching them in those games, so I was very excited that we got them here in Call of the Wild the Angler as well. And that's going to be a bronze grass carp. Very, very beautiful. You love to see it, man. Wow, they look really good in the light as well. They look really nice. So for those of you that are curious where I'm fishing, we are fishing right here. It's very close to the starting outpost. In fact, I didn't even go down to the starting outpost. I just went straight over here. And yeah, this area is really good for the Kerper. And as we saw, a grass carp as well. Also, this is a perfect time to show you guys one of the cool things with this update. I can click on our vehicle and fast travel right to it. That is such a nice little change. And that's not the only thing. If you go to the back of your vehicle, you can go access your storage, which is huge. Like, this is such a good change. I'm so glad they decided to do it. It's a really welcomed change. You know, if there's one thing we have learned about Call of the Wild the Angler, it's that bridges are usually a pretty good place to catch fish. So I've gone to this bridge over here, and we're going to see if we can catch anything good. Ooh, there we go. We got a fish on. We have hooked into a fish, and that is actually some pretty solid tension. Oh, holy crap. That's a tiger fish. That is a tiger fish, and it looks like a pretty solid one. How big is this thing? It's only a silver. Wow, okay. I mean, it makes sense, because I believe the African tigerfish in Fishing Planet can reach like 30 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Maybe it's more. 30, 40, 25, like somewhere in that range. So I guess it makes sense that this would only be like a 13.5 pounder, but look at those teeth. Look at those teeth, man. You love to see it. It's so cool that we finally have a tigerfish in the angler. And for those curious, I just caught that guy on a size 4 frog. He bit it pretty quickly. That was like my third cast out here. There we go. There's another one going for it. And we've got him. That is our second tigerfish of the day. Or is that? Yeah, that's a tigerfish. It's got to be. Yep, it's just a really, really small tigerfish. Wait a second. That says apply for membership. Are these those new, like, fishing hub type things they talked about? Interesting. I mean, I think it's got to be. There's a challenge board here, and it says apply for membership. Let's see what it does. Mission started, taking the spear. Let's see. What is taking the spear? It says, show that you have what it takes to make the cut at I'm not even going to try and read that. This place right here. You have to show them you have what it takes to make the cut. Search for Andile's gift. Where do we need to search for that? Oh, over here. What do we get from this? Let's see. It's somewhere in this area. In fact, I hear something. Oh, that's a note. That's not what we're looking for, but it's something. So he's essentially sending us on a little scavenger hunt to find whatever this mystery item may be. Oh, is that it? Oh, this has to be it. Wait, we just got a reward. Oh, it's a new reel. Oh my gosh, it's a new reel. Do I have it equipped already, or no, I don't. Okay, we gotta go find it. Wow, there it is. Okay, that's a max drag of 27 pounds. That actually isn't even that bad. Like, that's pretty good. The pure champion is 33, and this is 27. I mean, given it's got a really low gear ratio, but still, that's not bad. If you know anything about Call of the Wild the Angler, you probably remember that in most cases, waterfalls are really good spots to go fishing. So let's see if that is still true here in Africa, because I got a good feeling about this. This looks like a really good fishing spot. Oh, there we go. We got a fish on already. We've got our first fish from this waterfall location. What type of fish is it, though? Is it another tigerfish? I mean, it's right next to the tigerfish location, so it's very possible it could be. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a tigerfish. Okay, so we got tigerfish here. We need to catch a silver or better if we want to be able to complete this challenge, though. There we go. That's a fish. Fish on. That looks like a different type of fish. Hold up. That's a new fish. We have not caught whatever this is. Ooh, it's a smallmouth yellowfish. There we go. That is awesome. That is a good looking model as well. I really like the way this fish looks. And that's a 9-pounder at silver. So these probably reach 20 plus pounds, I would imagine. I would think at least. But that should complete our little mission. And yeah, there we go. We completed it. So now we need to catch a gold or higher rank fish with using a spinning rig. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so the first place that we were at is one of these hubs as well. It's very interesting. Very interesting that they've gone with like this type of approach with giving missions to people. It's interesting. I do kind of like it though. I gotta say, I still think this map looks a bit too much like Spain from what I've seen. I mean, there is a lot of areas that look completely different from Spain. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of things that remind me of fishing in Spain. So, but I can't lie. I've enjoyed the fishing a bit more than I thought I would. Like, the actual fish themselves are quite cool. Man, it's still so weird to try and get used to the fact that the floats actually move with the water current now. Like, look at that. It's just moving along. That was never a thing before. So this is going to take a bit of time for us all to get used to. Especially in some of the faster moving rivers. That's going to be crazy. So I'm pretty sure I've hooked into something relatively large. This seems like it may be a pretty solid fish. It's nighttime now, so we're going for the catfish. And I'm really hoping that this right here will be the giant catfish that we're hoping to get. I don't know how big these things get, but this thing is putting up a fight. And I hooked it on liver, so I don't think it would be a carp, though I could be wrong. I can't remember if they eat liver or not. I mean, it's coming in a lot easier now, so I don't think it's a carp, that's for sure. Because carp would probably be fighting harder and pushing out a second time. Oh yeah, that looks like a catfish. It is. It's a silver African sharp-toothed catfish. And it's so dark that I can't see anything. Love to see it. Well, we got our first sharp-toothed catfish. You love to see it, man. Well, it's now time for the second day of fishing on this brand new map. And I really want to try and get ourselves some of the other species that we have not found yet, like the spotted bass. The spotted bass is my main target right now because I am very interested to see how big these guys can get, to also see how realistic they are. Well, something's got it. I'm going to assume that's probably a tigerfish. Maybe. Maybe not. No, it's definitely a tigerfish, I think. I think it's definitely a tigerfish. Wait, no, it's a smallmouth yellowfish. There we go. This is the second smallmouth yellowfish we have caught. It's interesting to see like how aggressive they are towards lures. You know, I'm not too familiar with what yellowfish are like in real life, but they look very similar to like your normal bottom feeding fish. In fact, are they a bottom feeder? I don't know. Let's see. No, okay, so they're not a bottom feeder. That explains a little bit more. I did not realize that these guys were not like, I didn't realize they'd actually go for lures. That's kind of cool. Man, it is going to take some getting used to this whole, like water actually affecting the bobber and moving it around, because this has never been a thing before in the angler. So now that the bobber can drift with the current, that's really going to change up the way we have to approach every scenario here in the angler. Because we can no longer just let it sit in one spot until a fish bites. As you can see, it's kind of drifting towards this this giant pole in the water. So I'm going to have to end up reeling it up so that I don't end up hooking a fish and then breaking it off on there. Wow, this is cool. There's an actual like dinosaur head in here. And also there's some kerper in here. This is just south of the starting outpost. Like you start the game right here. And then you just go south and boom, you've got this. This is sick, man. This is sick. I like this a lot. My gosh. They may need to downsize the model of the red breast kerper. That's that looks a whole lot more than 1.5 pounds, if you ask me. Especially when you compare it to that gold canary kerper that we got at the beginning of the video that was basically the same weight. Actually, I think it might have been like virtually on the dot the same weight pretty much. And this guy looks 4 times his size. I mean, that being said, though, it looks good. Like, the model looks really nice. The colors look really good. I just think they need to downsize him a little bit. Oh, there we go. We finally have a fish on at this pond. I think it's a bass of some kind. Yeah, it's definitely a bass. This is definitely a bass location. Maybe? No. That is a redbreast kerper. 1.66 pounds. Our biggest one yet. There we go. Another fish on. This is kind of a cool little pond. Not gonna lie. This might be the coolest spot I've fished so far. Oh, that's a bass. That's a bass right there. Is it a spotted or a smallie? It's a smallie. Of course. Of course it wouldn't be the spotted bass. The one that we're after. But hey, that is our first smallmouth off of the brand new map. 2.39 pounds silver. But this lake is... Wait, why does it say listen? I don't know what that's about, but this location is just below the outpost. This is really, really cool, this spot right here. There's a dinosaur just sitting here. It still says listen. I don't know what that's about, but maybe it's tied to something. Well, I cannot for the life of me get a spotted bass to bite, so we might have to save that for another video at a later date, as well as the remaining fish species that we have not managed to get, which actually is quite a few of them. Purple labio, red nose labio, largemouth yellowfish, and moggle in the African mottled eel, as well as the elusive spotted bass. We'll get them eventually, hopefully, but until then, I guess we'll have to wait for the next one. However, I did just see this. What is this? What is here? 25 dough. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. This has been a fun first look at the brand new South Africa map here in Call of the Wild, the Angler. Stay tuned for more content like this very, very soon. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, peace.